How you guys doing? This is very important in reference to the crimes of government and the activities of how these people illegally stole sperm. And they have to get charged for illegally bragging that they had hermaphrodite children when they had stolen my sperm or hermaphrodite egg. These people have to get prosecuted for their illegal activities of trying to make themselves successful or popular, or the fact of them trying to steal benefits in America, as they have tried to steal my benefits, as they tried to slander my character. Like these people, how they tried to steal everything, how they tried to steal position with their lies, accusations, and fabrications and mutilations. Like, for instance, in reference to these people saying they had hermaphrodite children, it has to be advertised that they tried to murder the person they stole genetics from when they tried to steal during the time that they stole hermaphrodite genetics. It has to be known that they raped me and physically assaulted me, and all their fucking names have to be on list in reference to the whole world to see on a website every fucking day forever. Every criminal, every type of person, every physical assault, every damn thing they did. They have to get charged for illegally bragging and slandering my character, claiming they had something special when they tried to destroy someone special. It has to be documented that they tried to steal my hermaphrodite genetics after they had murdered my parents, after they had tried to murder me, these government people. The whole story has to be on record and publicly published so everybody can see it. So these people don't get away with stealing benefits or lawsuit monies that I was supposed to have received. So these people don't get away with their abuses and crimes of rape and mutilation. Somebody'd say, oh, yeah, you stole genetics from a real natural born hermaphrodite and you fucked up he's teeth, the hermaphrodite's teeth. What'd you do that for? You were trying to cover it up, trying to be sneaky. You stole money from the hermaphrodite government, man. You tried to make them live a poor lifestyle, called them trash, when you stole genetics that you could have never gotten from anywhere in the whole fucking world. You tried to steal billions of dollars and trillions of dollars from a hermaphrodite family of me and my mother and father. You have to get punished for your crimes, government man. You have no right bragging saying that you or your daughter had a hermaphrodite child, because there's nothing about you that has anything to do with any of you being hermaphrodites. I'm the hermaphrodite that you fucking stole from. I'm the hermaphrodite you've been abusing. I'm the hermaphrodite you tried to murder. I'm the hermaphrodite you stole billions of dollars from. Get it right, motherfuckers. You say the wrong thing, you can get fucking arrested easily. I'm not a tranny. I'm a real natural born hermaphrodite. I have 2 natural ovaries. I have a natural uterus. I have a natural vagina. And I have a penis and balls. And I have a natural anus. And that satellite man damaged my tailbone. So you gotta get charged that you fucked up a hermaphrodite's tailbone. A person of very unique genetics, which there are laws that specifically protect me from anybody. And you seem to thought that you were above those guidelines of protection, so you have to get prosecuted, dirty motherfucker. And you made up drugs, and you made up alcoholism. Never done drugs, and I don't even drink, and even though drinking's legal. But you made the shit up, and you damaged my teeth. Some woman in a satellite control room that's tied in with your government people thought it was fucking funny. But we need to check her DNA, and she can get the fucking death penalty, because I'm a real woman too, of my race and religion. So that woman can get the death penalty or life in prison for causing damage to my body. You're not going to win in any fucking court case, motherfuckers. If you don't confess, the charges against you are going to build up. And no, I haven't received any benefits. If anybody sent any benefits in reference to the abuses, the hostage situation, or anything like that, I just got my unemployment, which is not very much. But see, that goes again in reference to the neglect. And it says, my unemployment was supposed to be for like a year, but I think they only put enough on there for 6 months or whatever it was. Maybe somebody could look into that to see if there was a problem with the unemployment amount, because I think it was 8 months, I don't know, 7 months, whatever. Maybe somebody can look to see if that amount is right based on the timeline. I'm not sure, because somebody might know, but obviously it's not been up to a year, not even close. It'd be like a year in February or something, or March. But anyways, maybe somebody can look into that. And little Washington, D.C. unemployment office, I don't know if you can look into that. But, in reference to the situation of these people that have tried to hold me, they've been holding me hostage, terrorizing my life, burning me with microwave satellites and surveillance. Now, I know it seems science fiction, but it's just over your head. You can't comprehend something that's been around for over 65 years or something. I don't know. When they created satellites. All you got to do is look up, see when the first day they created satellites. And back then was particular times of microwave technology and things, And, outer space is only 70 miles away or 76 miles away. I mean, if you can see the moon with a telescope, and that's thousands of miles, or something, So if you think about a microscope, how far a microscope looks, what's the real distance if it was converted into miles? A microscope can see probably 50,000 miles, or let me see if Alexa knows. Alexa, how much can a microscope see, or electron microscope see, if it was converted into miles?
From academikids.com. The electron microscope is a microscope that can magnify very small details with high resolving power due to the use of electrons rather than light to scatter off material, magnifying at levels up to 500,000 times.
So, in reference to what that might be if you converted that somewhat, you might think of that being like 500,000 miles. I don't know. Or maybe some portion of that amount in reference to what, inches, miles, details, microscopic. So in reference to a telescope satellite, not very far at all now, is it? Because you see how, microscopes got like little, quarter-inch or half-inch lenses, most of them, right? Or some of them even have larger. But when you look at a satellite having a microscope lens on it that is 10 feet by 10 feet, then you're like, oh shit, that's fucking big. And it's only looking 70 miles. As opposed to 500,000 times what, that might be. So in reference to a satellite, it's not far-fetched. It's not science fiction, bullshit. It really exists, and it really does cause injuries and harm and damage to a person. So, in reference to the time frame, in reference to lawsuits, you know what a timeline is. Everybody needs to know what a timeline is. Of historic events or history or holidays or birthdays, of information, just things about a person's life. A timeline, such as court dates, court proceedings, schedules. Like a timeline has like a schedule too, in reference to a past schedule or a timeline of the future, what a schedule might be. So in reference to the timeline of all these people's accusations, they made all these accusations after they had kidnapped me from my mother and father's mansions. They were never invited to the property, no matter who they are. These government satellite men, or these government people that kidnapped me from a private neighborhood of a private hermaphrodite mansion. You know, both my parents was hermaphrodites. And somebody say, you know, in reference to these people trying to steal genetics, they've said that they tried to steal genetics of mine, and then they came up with where they had a stolen child that only has one ovary as opposed to two ovaries. I naturally have two ovaries. They said that these stolen children only have one ovary. Well, first of all, they wouldn't outrank me no matter what. I'm the real child of my biological parents. And my parents are documented. And I'm the only child of my parents. So in reference to these stolen children, they supposedly only have one ovary, which they don't have two ovaries, so they're not complete 100% hermaphrodites now, are they? To be a hermaphrodite, you have to have complete reproductive organs. So, you know, in reference to basic information of things, of people trying to slander my character, people trying to hold me hostage, and the timeline in reference to lawsuit monies or benefits that I was supposed to receive, and the timeline in reference to courts tracking down the postal thieves, and the timeline of the history of this situation and what has not been processed as what was supposed to have been done, such as this being a mishandled situation, is considered endangerment in reference to them endangering me based on them being in positions claiming they were handling things, but then things weren't really getting handled. But yet I'd been getting abused and terrorized by satellite controllers and government men trying to rape me and physically assaulting me and trying to injure me on jobs every time and every day that I worked. And other people conspiring, trying to injure me and trying to get medical people to steal my genetics, or them to, as they tried to rape me. Every time they tried to steal genetics, they tried to rape me. They physically and sexually assaulted me, these government people and these medical people, when they tried to steal genetics. And in reference to the information, if somebody doesn't get it right about who my biological parents are, you might as well discount those people, say goodbye. Because we want to talk to the real people that know the real information, is what somebody would say. You know, if you're trying to get information from higher up to know what the fuck's going on, you know, talking to all the little guys that don't know much of the information is, you know, something that people seem confused about. So obviously, when you hear the information from the courts, when they're going to send me some benefit monies, and because this situation has been total attempts of murder in every possible way you could ever think of, the ways they've tried to murder me, the ways they've sexually assaulted me, the places, the locations, the types of jobs, the types of environments, the types of businesses where I worked, and the government people tried to rape me at every job. They were torturing me with satellites at every job. They were trying to steal my urine, which they were trying to steal toilet babies, you know, when you piss and the satellite man's centerfolding you or smashing down on you. They try to make you cough when you're pissing. That overflow of sperm production gets pushed out, you know. So if they make you cough, or they're centerfolding on you when you're urinating, that means they're trying to squeeze out your sperm. And then they try to make toilet babies, and then they try to play child support scams. But, you know, the Royal Protocol tells you I'm not obligated to any child in the first place, because they knew there's a criteria of my mother and father that all these people that stole sperm would never be able to compete with, or even be able to claim that they met the criteria and guidelines of my parents in reference to me having a certain type of girlfriend or relationship. These people that stole sperm, doing a background check on them and finding out they're in the CIA or the FBI or dirty government or law enforcement or dirty medical or any of those things. Or they've been conspiring against me, or they were from some other family that was in competition with my family that I came from, or they were in competition with religion or sports or whatever. They wouldn't fit the criteria and guidelines of requirements of being a relationship with me. These particular, their ties with government or their ties with dirty court judges. There's all kinds of things that reject a person or a female from being in a relationship with me. If they're tied in with somebody that stole from me, or tied in with somebody that tried to rip me off, or somebody that they're friends with, or somebody that tried to murder me, or somebody trying to steal my mother and father's mansions or money or property or land, or them trying to steal my identity. You know, all kinds of things that are violations that rejects their history, or rejects, you know, what kind of position they would have possibly had, or what they don't have, based on the criteria of my parents and guidelines of what kind of girls I can date. Role protocols in the media of my identity forever. And my parents created companies, so, you know, it's a beginning history of things too. So it's, no matter what comes along the lines of the future, it's never going to change, because my parents and grandparents created these companies and technology of things. So, you know, the role protocol of who I am is always going to be there, and it's not negotiable. It's not to be negotiated. It's not negotiable. How do you say that? They mess with my mouth there. And that's the facts. Alexa, how do you say negotiable?
Okay, but which language do you want me to translate to?
English.
Here's what I found.
Oh, she didn't say English. It's not negotiable. That sounds right? Anyways, satellite man's messing with my mouth. And, you know, they need to see how long it takes for me to receive lawsuit monies or financial monies, because this has been going on for over 30 fucking years. Never received nothing yet.